What is up, guys? This is Michael Max and welcome back to my channel. Today, we will be reacting to Miss Earth 2020 Earth Talk. Yeah, so it's Earth Talk Science to Nature. And today we have Miss Bangladesh, Miss Cambodia, and Miss Sri Lanka. But of course, I'm gonna be reacting to Miss Cambodia. And without further ado, let's start. Science to
Next,
Nature.
Miss Cambodia.
So they are
Can you
being
guys hear me?
interviewed by the previous winners.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Heng. I am Miss Earth Cambodia 2020. It is such a great honor
Is
of
it
mine to be
Heng? Miss
representing
Heng?
Cambodia in the first virtual pageant competition of 2020. And I love nature, and being a part of this pageant allows me to use this platform to promote the importance of protecting Mother Nature. And ever since COVID-19, I took up a new habit, and this painting I called it the floating garden, and this is actually my third painting ever that I've ever done. So during this COVID-19 situation, I found out something new about myself, and while I was working on this painting, it not only it helped me discover a new talent of myself, but it was also a way for me to reconnect with nature. And I kept this painting in my room to remind me of the peaceful and relaxing feelings that the nature gives me. And I am 3 months away from completing my international relations degree, and going through education during this pandemic really sets a challenge for me. But I'm really looking forward to it, and the advocacy that I stand for during my reign of being Miss Earth Cambodia 2020 is to promote education for youth about sustainable development and encourage young women to participate in
Nice
the
advocacy.
programs in order to boost the balanced participation. And because I think
That's all we
sustainable
need,
development
education.
is very important. We need to allow the world to progress, but at the same time, give leave the world a better place for the next generation to enjoy the richness of Mother Nature, because we were once the future of our parents, and the youth are our future. So thank you very much.
Good. Speak
Oh,
that.
thank you so much, Miss Cambodia. I really like that you're speaking from a place of positivity, because with everything going on, that can kind of be a little bit of a difficult approach. You know, there's so much that can make us look at things in a negative aspect, and we're really happy that you are, keeping an upbeat spirit. So thank you so much, and Miss Cambodia.
It's amazing. That's it.
Okay, so going to the question of the benefit of science to the environment. So in order to get into that, I want to clarify that the meaning of science is, I'm sorry, the meaning of science, environmental science is the study of biology and information science, getting it together and combine it with the environment. And I think the most important thing about science and the benefit it brings to the environment is what we study in human behavior. As our world progresses, human behavior changes every single day, and the effects that we bring to the environment is unimaginably immense, and we don't realize that what we're doing could affect uh, our future generation. Furthermore, I think that in Cambodia right now, we've been working very hard to educate our youth, our next generation in the field of STEM, in order to allow them to understand more about technology, about the economy, about the science and the mathematics, so that they can use all of those knowledge in order to help to make Cambodia a better place. And at the time of COVID-19, a lot of people think that it is a time that we allow Mother Nature to heal. I strongly agree with that. But also going back to the economy and the effects that the situation brings to the economy, a lot of businesses are closing, which is also another factor that we need to consider when it comes to helping the environment. Some businesses are actually helping the environment, but because of COVID-19 situation, they're forced to be shut down. and it is an unfortunate thing. I have friends who works in a nonprofit organization that works toward helping sustaining clean water for the people of Cambodia, and right now they're losing jobs. They're having difficulty trying to run the projects, and it is such an unfortunate. My heart goes to all the people out there who are having difficult time through this pandemic, but I think science is definitely, as Ms. Bangladesh mentioned earlier, science is definitely something that we need in order to sustain the environment for the long run. Thank you.
Thank you so
Education.
much, Miss Cambodia. I really agree with you. I think um, it is unfortunate
She
that
is
the
really
pandemic has
amazing.
had such an impact on the jobs, not just in your country, but here as well. So
All over the
we
world.
get it, but hopefully everyone is staying.
Have vast and abundant agricultural land. What technology that your country is using to protect the environment that you want to share the world?
Ooh,
Did you understand?
May I please have the question one more time?
One more time, okay. Your
polite.
country is known to have vast and abundant agricultural land. What technology that your country is using to protect the environment that you want to share with the world?
What is your country using? What
Thank
technology
you
your
very
country
much.
is
So our
using to
country
help
does have a vast
protect the environment?
agricultural land. But if I were to refer to the technology that has been helping our country protecting our environment, or a certain technology that has been, that I think personally think that is hurting the environment of Cambodia, I would have to go with transportation, because every day when people mobilize, people use a lot of vehicle such as cars, scooters, and people don't like to use public transportation because it's slow, and it's not as flexible as they wanted to. And think about the amount of fossil fuels that we have to burn each day when we commute from home to work, and then having to spend in the traffic congestion. It's a lot that goes into it. But referring back to agriculture, I think in the outskirts of Cambodia, a lot of people who lives in the urban side of Cambodia, they don't really care much about the environment yet, because their focus is on more of how to improve their lifestyles. So when they use technology to do agriculture, they only care about producing the amount of crops, or the outcome of the crops that they want to produce. They don't care much about whether the effect that it brings to the environment, such as the transportation. Each household has about 2-3 cars or 2-3 scooters, and people don't like to commute together. And I think it goes a lot into not having people being well educated about what they're doing, or the technology that they're using, and that could really hurt our environment. I also want to encourage people to try to be more active, and you know reduce the amount of reduce the amount of transportation that people use to commute from one place to another. And I wish that people in the outskirts, especially farmers who are working hard in growing rice for us, are more aware of the impacts that they have with the technology that they use. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you, Miss
also it will like
Cambodia.
lessen
Well,
jam
I mean, I
here in
will
Phnom
throw
Penh.
my little 2 cents on that too. I think that's a really like interesting door that you opened up, speaking about how poverty influences education, and education influences our perspective on climate change. If all you're trying to do is make sure that you're surviving and have enough things, like have enough food on the table and that you're working, then you don't necessarily have the time to focus on what's going on with the world, and you don't have the access and the resources to great education. So bringing awareness to that was really cool, and I'm glad that you opened up that door, because that's something that here in the U.S. We deal with all the time. People are in survival mode, and so education is not a priority. And if we
No.
can't educate, then we can't bring awareness to what's going on. So great point that you brought up. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Miss Teacher, and it will love you back. I love that. Who do we have next? Miss Cambodia, would you like to give us your response to the question?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from nature.
Lessons
First of
learned
all,
from
I
nature.
think that especially during this pandemic situation, we realize so much that environment is so important. It is a part of us. It is what's create us. It is what gives us the life that we have today. And Mother Nature is so amazing. Like 71% of the earth is covered by water. The water is the source of life. It is what gives us, you know, the it is what gives us life, support the other species in the world. um, it's just, I think it's amazing what, how much we've become, the evolution that we've made, but at the same time we forgot to realize the damages that we are doing to, the ones that give us life, which is Mother Nature. So we need to reflect on ourselves and realize that we need to leave this world a better place for people in the future. What we're having now is not yet the worst, but what will happen in the future is unpredictable. And if we don't take actions, if we don't take precautions right now, we will never know what would happen. There is this one young woman that completely blew my mind when I listened to her speech when she was making a speech at the United Nations conference. I believe her name was Greta Thunberg, when she said, the future of our next generation is lies in the hands of you. If you choose to fail us, we will not forgive you. And when I heard her speech, when she was saying that, it was so moving and it was
It's
so
very nice.
powerful. And it
It
just
is
made
very
me
powerful.
realize how much we've done to the environment, and the outcome that we are about to give to our children. So there's just so much that we need to work on, and I think that right now, during this time of pandemic, we need to get together, reunite, work together as a team, regardless of how developed our countries are. The environment is the responsibility of the global, not just one country, not just a specific developed or developing country, but it's us together, because nature has no boundaries. It belongs to us. So it is up to us to start taking care of her once again and let her live, let her be here for us. But in order to do that, we need to be there for her as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Cambodia. And I love that you pointed out that, we haven't even seen the worst yet. What's to come in the future if we continue on with our same behaviors and ignoring the fact that climate change is real and that we're making this problem. So if we continue with our behaviors, then we won't get far.
Ooh. Okay, so that is just the first part, and it's very long already. It's 12 minutes, past 12 minutes. And yeah, she is so amazing. Actually, this is the first time I saw her. I just saw the Miss Earth Facebook. What do you call that? Facebook. I just saw the Miss Earth on my timeline, and then I saw it's Cambodia, so I click it and watch it. And I'm so amazed with her. She really know what she's joining. Wow, she's a very good speaker as well. And you know what? I'm so much. I mean, what I really like about Miss Earth is that they bring awareness. They bring awareness. They have a concrete advocacy. They bring awareness to us, to everyone, to the nature, which most of us like neglect it, because as Miss Cambodia said, we are really like focusing on being productive. I mean, having money, and we tend to, yeah, we tend to neglect our nature. Yeah, and I'm excited to see the next part. For now, it will be until here only. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the part 2. Bye.